So let's talk about closer division to you, kind of like the 147-pound division, where there's like a lot of talk about the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight. Do you think that fight's gonna happen personally?
I think it'll happen. I obviously they got close to it happening a few weeks ago, and then now they're saying that it's not. But that fight, it's a good fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's a great fight for the fans. Exciting. I think with Errol, I think if Terence tries to stand there and fight Errol, I don't think that's the right game plan. I think he's got to be elusive. He's got to use his feet, got to use his angles, his keep switching orthodox southpaw. But I don't think he should stand in front of Errol, because once Errol starts finding his distance, starts touching the body, breaks you down, that's when it starts to get ugly for his opponents.
So you saying you favor Earl?
It just depends the type of fight that like happens that night. If Terence if he boxes, uses his distance, and sets up shots, I think it's 60-40 for Terence. But if it's a dog fight and Terence tries to stand there and brawl with him, I think Errol will break him down.
All right, you got to bet $10,000 on the fight. You gotta pick one. Who you going with?
I'm going with Errol.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm going with Errol.
I think he's just too consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
When you fight it,
and he executes his game plan to a T all of his fights. He figures out his distance, then he starts to touch the body, he starts to break you down, and then not many guys could take his body shots. And you can say that Terence's chin is a little suspect. He's gotten hurt by Yuriorkis Gamboa coming up. A few other guys too. I think the Machine hurt him as well. Kavalauskas or whatever. But I think it's a good fight. I think all these fights that are trying to be made are all great fights.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen, because they're saying that it's an issue of the guaranteed purse. And
yeah, I read that too. That came out on ESPN, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's I don't know. I think they obviously think there's gonna be a lot of money, like a Mayweather Pacquiao fight, but yeah. I don't know if it sells the same. I understand the boxing world, right?
But yeah, but they're not big names outside of boxing.
I agree. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao was Manny Pacquiao had the country behind him, and then everybody knew who Floyd Mayweather was. They had the idea that it was, he's a villain. We all want to see him lose within the sport. Even outside of boxing, the sports world wanted to see Floyd Mayweather lose. So that's a different level of entertainment that everybody, even if you're not a boxing fan, you're gonna watch that. As opposed to Terence Crawford or Errol Spence, everybody who watches boxing, we know who they are. But once you cross that line outside of boxing, it's who are these guys again?
And then that's why I think the Gervonta versus Ryan fight is bigger than that fight. I think it'll sell more than that fight, because they have their following is even more outside of boxing too. Yeah,
Ryan, he's selling out. Everybody watches a Ryan Garcia fight. You know what I mean? It's
Tank too. Tank fills arenas. Ryan fills arenas. That's why I think that fight is a bigger fight than in terms of selling, just and being a household name. I think those two guys sell more than Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence.